Spring football wraps up with its annual cherry and white game at Edward Golson Hall. We'll bring you right there.
Plus, the drought continues as Temple Lacrosse falls to the nationally ranked Florida Gators.
And it's the Big 5+1. I'm Emily Cochran at the studio set. Philly's unofficial basketball conference will have some major changes come next season. I'll explain how it'll all go down.
And I'm Hayden Bandel, live from the TU Pavilion. Later in the show, I'll tell you why the Temple tennis team has a wish list that includes a bubble right here on campus. OwlSports Update is live and it starts right now.
There are many former Temple basketball players in the portal, but you can take one name out. Philly native Hyzier Miller withdrew from the transfer portal and will be staying at Temple. Miller announced his decision on social media, saying, "There's no place like home."
Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of OwlSports Update. I'm Matt Rainier, joined by the birthday girl herself, Meg Doyle.
Lots of basketball talk, more than just the news of Hyzier Miller coming back to North Broad. The Big Five is seeing some of its biggest changes in decades as it welcomes Drexel University into the fold. And that's not the only change. Courts in Session host Emily Cochran is at the studio set to fill us in. Hey, Emily.
Thanks, birthday girl. The Big Five has officially done the deed. On Thursday, the Drexel University Dragons were added to the Big Five. Not only that, but the now 6-team mix is introducing a new tournament format. A same-day Big Five triple header will be held at the Wells Fargo Center on Saturday, December 2nd, where a Big Five champion will be crowned. So let's break it all down. The 6 teams will be separated into 2 3-team pods. Each team will play the other 2 teams in their own on-campus arenas. Then all teams will participate in the Big Five Classic triple header, with the first seed in each pod fighting for the Big Five title, the second place teams competing for 3rd place, and the third seeds competing for that 5th place spot. Big Five historian and former college basketball reporter Dick Girardi had some input on the new series format.
Basketball holds a special place in this big city, unlike any other big city in the country. The Big Five needed some changing. I think it's great that Drexel is finally a formal part of it. They should be included in anything that happens in Philadelphia. I don't think we understand the cachet that it will be for the younger kids now to play in the Wells Fargo Center where the Sixers play. If you're at Penn or at Temple and you're getting a chance to play, especially if you're playing for a championship, a Big Five championship in the Wells Fargo Center, I think that's a big deal.
The new Wells Fargo Center will be a premier destination for the Big Five tournament. The facility is in its final stage of a $350 transformation. It will be exciting to see all the Big Five action unpack on December 2nd. Meg and Matt, back to you guys on the desk.
Temple football opened its doors to the fans for the first time this spring.
The Owls played in the annual cherry and white game on Saturday, giving a preview of what both the offense and defense have been working on over the course of the 6-week spring schedule.
And this was offense versus defense. Offense in cherry, defense in white. E.J. Warner, he's going to start off with the ball, scans the field, and stop it right here. Ahmad Anderson Jr., a crossing route over the middle. He's always been a great route runner, and it's on full display. Play the clip once more. Leaps through the air to receive the pass. Great connection between him and Warner.
Now, offense still with the ball. Quincy Patterson in QB position. You see here, he steps up into the pocket and launches a rocket. Stop it right there. John Adams is in perfect position, out racing Sam Martin. Play it again. Adam brings it in and adds 6 more to the board.
E.J. Warner now back with the ball. He's going to take his shot deep, stepping up, launching it deep, and stop it right here. Johnny Purgent, at least 5 yards of separation between him and the nearest defender. Play the clip once more. He's going to outrace everyone. This was a great connection between Warner and Purgent.
Warner once again with the ball. He's going to try his luck. He sends it straight down the middle, but Yvonne Rigby deflects it, nearly picking it off.
And the defense, they nearly came away with a turnover on that last play, and this time they capitalized. Sam Martin intercepting the pass over the middle. This was crucial for the defense that struggled all day long against the offense, but this is a big momentum swing for them.
Both sides had their strengths and weaknesses during the scrimmage. The offense won this game over the defense, but that really wasn't the goal for the scrimmage.
It's another opportunity to get better as a football team, and we can't take it for granted. We didn't show a whole lot schematically, but we still came out and we hit and we tackled, and and that's something that had to show up today in a positive light. And we had some ball carriers making plays, quarterbacks making plays. We got done what we needed to get done. So we took advantage as another opportunity to get better.
Yeah, there's always room for improvement, but yeah, I was proud of those guys today. I thought we've repped so many details over the offseason, watching film, running routes 3 days a week, just trying to get that timing down. I think they did a really good job today. Just, being in the right spots. I know I can throw it early, throw it late, they'll be there. I think it was definitely proud of them, but yeah, for sure, room to improve always.
Drayton and Warner both speaking on the work that's been done so far. But it's only just the beginning. OwlSports update Sam Cavone was right in the middle of the action and is here with us today at the studio set with an inside look at the atmosphere of Cherry and White. Hey, Sam.
Thanks, Meg. It was a successful day of football on Saturday. Amidst the hundreds of fans at Edberg Olsen, the event featured games, prizes, food trucks, a DJ, speeches from Stan Drayton, and even new basketball head coach Adam Fisher, as well as performances from the Spirit Squads and marching band. The fun never ended as the offense and defense took the field to show the public what they have been working on over the past 6 weeks. Although the offense walked away with the win, big plays were made on both sides of the ball, showing why Temple looks to be moving in the right direction.
It's a game where Temple can't lose. A packed house at Edberg Olsen Hall for the Cherry and White game on Saturday. The first chance for fans to see the team this spring, but the last chance for the Owls to see each other before summer's training camp.
It's another opportunity to get better as a football team, and we can't take it for granted.
The Stars were out this afternoon as former Temple players turned NFL stars enjoyed being back on campus. Matt Ioannidis of the Carolina Panthers, Tyler Matakevich of the Buffalo Bills, as well as graduating seniors Adam Klein and Isaac Moore were among the crowd.
Almost all of the players echoed that the bonds that they created off of the field during the spring were reflected on the field, and we got to witness that at today's Cherry and White game.
We built a great relationship and bond to where the point it ties back to the field.
Although the Owls had 16 inactive players, big plays were made by the likes of Ahmad Anderson Jr., John Adams, and of course, quarterback E.J. Warner. Spring practice is officially over, but there are incoming freshmen waiting to practice with the team this summer. The Owls seemed excited about taking a step forward and improving upon last season's 3-9 record.
Temple's football season officially begins on Saturday, September 2nd, when they play Akron at home at the Link. This season is shaping up to be an enjoyable one as the schedule includes matchups against Memphis, Navy, and Miami. That's all I have for now. Reporting from the studio set, I'm Sam Cavone. Meg and Matt, back to you.
Thanks, Sam. We're up against our first break of the day. When we come back, we'll be looking at the lacrosse team that's been going through a bit of a rough patch lately.
Plus, on the men's side, 2 club lacrosse coaches have an extra busy schedule with their day jobs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
Welcome back to OwlSports Update. Temple Lacrosse returned to Howard Field to face the nationally ranked Florida Gators. Temple gets on the board early with a nice goal from Cameron Savacki, but it doesn't take long for the Gators to respond. Emma Lapinto sneaks this one in through the back door. She finished with a game-high 5 goals against the Owls. Temple is looking for a response. Maeve Tobin receives the pass, leaps for the air, fires on net, but Danielle Pavanelli denies her chance. A great save by the junior goalie from Florida. Temple still looking for an answer to match this Gators attack. And Cameron Savacki, well, she seems to have all the answers. Here she is working against the defense. spins, gets away, and fires on net to score once again. The junior midfielder finished with 2 goals, but it wasn't enough. The Gators would add another goal late in the game as Florida takes down Temple 17-13.
The team could not catch a break against Drexel Wednesday night and lost to the Dragons 10-9 in overtime. It was a tough battle until the end, with both Maeve Tobin and Mackenzie Roth picking up their 15th goals of the year. Cameron Zavacki led the Owls with 3 goals. The Owls will be back at it on Saturday to hopefully break the 6-game losing streak against Old Dominion. Temple only has one varsity lacrosse team, but on the club side, the men's team is making a playoff push. The team is led by 2 coaches who use their day job to help the team on the field. 2 Temple lacrosse coaches with 2 different day jobs. Head coach Chris Berkelback spends his time off the field practicing podiatry. He's a current resident at Penn Medicine with his eyes on the feet, but also on the field.
You know, I'll be at the hospital, but I'm trying to sneak in time as a coach. So, you know, working on emails, I'll be at the hospital watching film sometimes, communicating with players, things like that, coming up with practice plans, and vice versa. You know, the players have seen me at practice in scrubs.
Offensive coordinator Kevin Rogers spends his time during weekends playing in the Professional Lacrosse League.
I've been playing lacrosse for, 20 plus years. So everything that I do in the PLL, the new teammates bring in some new insight, new knowledge, and I just try to relay that to the guys.
Both use their outside professions to lead the team. When grad midfielder Jackson Salino injured his foot during practice, Berkelback was first to help.
I went and saw him. It was very quick, took x-rays, diagnosed it, and got me in a boot.
After 7 years, Coach Berkelback is in his final season coaching the Owls with a career record of 67-24. Although he'll be pursuing podiatry full-time, he's not done with the Owls just yet. Berkelback plans on helping to manage the team off the field with travel, scheduling, and social media, while Rogers expects to return with another year of professional experience.
I think it's helped me a lot. I mean, obviously has a lot of knowledge of the game and able to translate it to us and help us with offenses.
The team has a record of 6-5, and with 2 games left, the Owls will have to win both in order to achieve their first conference playoffs appearance in the MCLA. The Owls will be heading out west on Friday to take on Pittsburgh, and hopefully this will move them 1 game closer to securing that playoff spot. Temple's field hockey spring season is well underway with an important tournament coming up. OwlSports Updates' Tamar Stubbs has the latest from the sports complex.
Thanks, guys. This past Friday, Temple field hockey played Lafayette away in Eastern PA. Temple was dominating the game, leading 3-1, but it wasn't enough to secure the win as Lafayette came back and tied the game 3-3. The Owls have a long day ahead of them as they are planning to play in the tournament at University of Delaware on Saturday, April 15th, facing schools such as University of Delaware, Columbia, and Lafayette. Columbia and University of Delaware are not usual Temple opponents, but the Owls are familiar with Lafayette, usually having close games with them during the season. Reporting for Temple Sports Complex, I'm Tamar Stubbs. Megan Matt, back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Tamar. Temple golf is in full swing as the Owls will be competing in the AAC Conference Championship in about a week. OwlSports Updates, Miriam Akraz is live at the studio set to tell us more. Hey, Miriam.
Thanks, guys. The golf team will be heading down to Florida Friday the 21st for the AAC Championships. Last weekend, the team finished in 11th place at the Princeton Invitational out of 14 teams. Looking ahead at the featured players is senior Connor McGrath, who has been the team's captain for the last 2 seasons. He now co-captains the season alongside junior Graham Chase. Last weekend, McGrath shot 3 over bar in Jersey over 3 rounds. That included a great second round 68, which is a 3-under bar. Before that trip to Florida, the Owls have one more tournament to work on their game, this weekend at Penn State. Reporting from the studio set, I'm Miriam Akraz. Back to you guys.
It's now time for our second break of the day. When we come back, we'll be hearing about a potential move for Temple tennis.
Plus, Twitter Talk returns and the viewers have made their voices heard. Once again, don't go anywhere. OwlSports Update will be back in just 90 seconds.
Welcome back to OwlSports Update. Both men's and women's tennis face some challenges when it comes to the accessibility of practicing on campus.
OwlSports Update's Hayden Bandel is live at the TU Pavilion with the story. Hey, Hayden.
Thanks, Matt. The tennis programs are intimidating when they are recognized as the home team, but don't always play their home matches here at the Pavilion. Over the past decade, the men have posted a 76-4 record when at home, even when that home is just 15 minutes down the road. Winning over 90% of home matches is impressive, but doing that over a 10-year span is not luck. For Temple Tennis, it's about talent combined with, of course, location. And Coach Steve Morrow's squad knows it.
That's why we're very hyped to win every game for him.
But every home match is not played on campus. The Owls have had trouble finding their nest when the sun isn't shining. The team's only courts are outdoors at the Pavilion.
Yeah, here we cannot practice when it's raining, but also I like indoor courts.
The nice weather is coming. We're very happy because we can play outside since we don't have indoor courts.
When the weather isn't always sunny in Philadelphia, the Owls are forced to take a short bus ride down to UPenn to use their facilities.
It was a home court advantage because that's where we practice.
Coach Morrow mentioned that renovating their home courts is the main priority, but moving them here to Giese Field would be much more beneficial for the team. The current plan does not have the courts being indoor, but it is something that Coach Morrow is pursuing. If this were to happen, it would not be completed in the near future.
A bubble would be huge, and that's something that I've been trying to push for.
As nicer weather continues to approach this spring, the Cherry and White cherish their time on campus.
We're used to the sounds of the street noise and all that, and it doesn't, as you can hear right now, it doesn't bother us, so we kind of use it to our advantage.
The Owls are enjoying nice warm Philadelphia days like today. Next up, they will have their final home match of the season tomorrow at 10 a.m. against Georgetown. Then they will get set to head down to Orlando, Florida for the AAC tournament. Reporting live from the TU Pavilion, I'm Hayden Bandel. Megan, Matt, back to you.
Thanks, Hayden. This past weekend, Temple hosted its 40th annual Murphy Cup on the Schuylkill River. And for junior Maggie Page and the Owls, this race meant even more than the others. OwlSports Update's Megan Wiley was down on the river to learn just why this regatta means so much more to Page and her teammates.
Every year for Temple rowing, the Murphy Cup on the Schuylkill River. And Maggie Page knows it well. She is a two-time gold medal winner in 2021 and in 2022.
There's a speed this year that we haven't, like a base speed we've had that's been building and building and building. And there's a lot of excitement within the team, and it's much deeper this year. So across the team, I think all boats will put up a really good fight, and it will be really good.
It is a one-day event with about 20 schools from across the Northeast. And this year, the weather was strong for rowing, with Temple being the host school. The Owls have held the event for the last 40 years with several memorable moments and titles on their resume. Last season, the women's varsity 8 took first place, and in the 2021 season, the second women's varsity 8 also landed a first place spot, all with the help of Paige.
No matter the day, no matter the workout, the weather, whatever's going on outside of practice, she shows up ready to go, and that's a really infectious and positive influence on the whole team.
This year's race wasn't as successful as years past, with the top boat, the varsity 8, placing 5th overall. That leaves room for improvement.
Every year we get faster. I mean, that's the ultimate goal, right? If you're not getting faster, you're getting slower.
And that next chance for Maggie and company is this coming weekend at the Michigan State Invitational. Reporting from the Schuylkill River, I'm Megan Wiley, OwlSports Update.
It's that time again. You voted, we listen, and we'll be analyzing some of the top athletes on campus as chosen by you at home or in class or in your car. Parked, we hope.
Let's get started with this week's Twitter Talk with M&M.
And for me, football's EJ Warner had an impressive campaign last fall. He's expected to be the starting quarterback this season, and he showcases talents throughout the Cherry and White game. Early on, connecting with Dante Wright along the sideline, building a connection with his receivers, that is going to be crucial for him moving forward to further his development at the position. EJ's a QB. He can make just about every throw in the book that he wants to. We already saw the sideline pass to Dante Wright, but here he is throwing underneath, over the middle as well, in addition to working with his running backs with screen passes out of the backfield. This versatility from EJ is what keeps defenses on their toes, and he was arguably the biggest bright spot for the Owls in 2022. And from what we saw at the Cherry and White game, and from all the stuff we've been hearing from him and Coach Drayton, it seems like that him and the team are moving in the right direction as they get ready for the 2023 season.
Absolutely. It's going to be exciting to keep an eye on him in the upcoming season. Now for me, I have Maeve Tobin. This senior midfielder has been a force on the lacrosse team. Tobin has scored a goal in just about every game, including her 15th goal of the season in the most recent matchup against Drexel. Not only is she skilled as an offender, but also as a defender. This girl, I'm telling you, she can do it all. Watch her here right now. She grabs that rebound off the goal and runs it down the stretch of the field into scoring territory. She's an athlete who certainly leaves her all on the field. Not to mention, Tobin received second team All AAC honors last year, along with being a member of Temple's all-time roster. She's certainly created a legacy here.
And that will do it for this edition of Twitter Talk. She certainly has, though. Don't forget to follow along on Twitter at OwlSportsUpdate for this duo's final edition of Twitter Talk.
You know the drill. Out of our 4 options listed, you vote for your top pick, and then the top 2 players with the most votes will be featured in our next show. Our final show for the spring, by the way. It's now time for our final break of the show.
When we come back, we'll be taking a swing at club baseball and see how the Owls adjusted after 2 of their starting pitchers suffered injuries. Owl Sports Update will be back right after this.
Welcome back. You don't have to get ready if you stay ready. This was the case for the Temple Club baseball team in its 3-game series against Stevenson. With 2 starting pitchers out with injury, the Owls look to the bullpen to step up. Here's Owl Sports Update's Eric Mawhinney.
The Temple tough mentality surges through all 19 varsity sports, and even down to the club teams, such as baseball.
You know, we come from Temple, we play with grit, and I think that's what this weekend was.
And the team's bullpen is a great example. The Owls lost 2 of their starting pitchers to injuries at the beginning of the month during a series sweep of Stevenson. This resulted in the bullpen having to fill the holes left by such valuable players.
Pitchers in club baseball have to be ready to go at all times, and this team has confidence that when a starter can't go, the bullpen will be able to pick up the slack.
You know, we got punched in the mouth this weekend. We went down 1-0 in the first game, came back, won it. We won 2 of our games from behind. Like, it shows that we have guys who can go out there, and they're players, and they're ready to get out there, get outs, and have our backs, so we can trust them.
Being on call requires extra preparation to make sure you're ready in case your number gets called. This was the case for Noah Zilker, who was asked to throw more innings than usual with his 2 teammates on the bench.
If you're on call, then you have to be ready to all times. So whether that means like taking a jog every 10 minutes or after every inning or warming up even more just to be ready for that moment.
And there is more good news. The team will get both starters back for its series in a few weeks versus Rowan. Then they hope a playoff run soon after. Reporting from the Pavilion, I'm Eric Mawhinney, Owl Sports Update.
The semester is nearing an end, but we still got a full slate of games across Temple Athletics. On Friday, both the men's and women's tennis will host Georgetown. Then on Saturday, field hockey will travel to Newark to take part in the Delaware tournament. And lacrosse heads down to Virginia looking to break a 6-game losing streak as the Owls take on Old Dominion. Then on Sunday, Temple Volleyball returns to action as it hosts the Temple tournament. And the Owls and women's soccer takes part in the City 6 tournament.
Now that's all the time we have for this week. Tune in next Thursday as Owl Sports Update returns for our weekly show.
For our entire crew, she's Meg Doyle, the birthday girl. I'm Matt Rainier. Thank you so much for wherever you may be watching, and have a great weekend.